Hello, how are you? This is Matthew, and you are discovering just in time that truth from the booth is best enjoyed safely with SPF 73 on this second day of summer, 11:41 p.m. Atlantic Friday evening, officially summer solstice. As of the recording of this show, the weather is spectacular here in the beautiful port city of Halifax, Nova Scotia, where this show originates. Thanks for making space for me and Michelle Hiltz, who is my guest today. This is Michelle's third appearance on my show. Michelle is sharing their journey, telling us how they are coping and moving forward after the tragic and untimely death of her only brother Bobby in early December of 2024. Michelle's other two shows are on my YouTube channel. Go there to get the story up to now. Michelle and I had an uplifting chat yesterday morning in between Michelle making breakfast for the grandkids and a parade. Hear this 26-minute uninterrupted conversation on the other side of this. Halifax, Nova Scotia, home of talk radio, Truth from the Booth, an ongoing awareness campaign keeping Canada's housing crisis on the front burner and in the moment right here in the Halifax Regional Municipality, the Maritimes, and beyond. True, real-life stories told by those living it, existing in the streets. They bear all and provide you a brief glimpse into an unimaginable world of misery and disappointment, resilience, and triumph. Hear from those with boots on the ground advocating for change now. The stories of the unhoused need to be told by them to educate you, all of us. Hear all the conversations Sundays at 10 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. here on folkedupradio.com. Now, back to today's fantastic guest. Hello, Michelle. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm great. Just got my granddaughters fed, and they're over at a friend's house while I do this interview, and then we're off to a festival.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you brought your grandkids in because, and people should know, I've extracted all of these talking points from posts that Michelle has put up on their own social media. So everything we're going to talk about, things Michelle has already put out there. And a few days ago, I saw a video of you and the grandkids at the park. So I want to ask you, spending the last day of spring with your grandkids, you have them over for breakfast on a Saturday morning. What do you cherish most in those moments with your grandkids?
Oh, just the time spent with them, the conversations we have. I actually got told yesterday I was annoying. And I was like, to my oldest granddaughter, she's like, Nanny, you're annoying. And I said, well, why is that? You talk too much. And then my younger granddaughter, she said, but you're beautiful too. I said, oh, so I'm beautiful and annoying. And they both said yes. And I just like, okay. But those moments, just the moments, like the little things that come out and the time that we spend cuddling on the couch and everything, watching them grow. Like the oldest one's 10 now, and the youngest one is 7 in September, and I have a grandson that will be 3, and it's just like time just goes flying by, and I love the opportunities at the playground because now the 10-year-old's getting bored, and she's going to be going on her own little way, so I treasure these moments when they're younger. Everything with them.
When they say that Nanny, you talk too much, what are you saying to them? Are you passing along some wisdom? Like what are you chattering about?
Oh, just everything. Chattering about the weather, chattering about life, chattering about food. I chatter all the time. I tease them. I play around with them. I think it's before when they were living here, it was just tense and stuff with everything that was going on with Bobby. I feel like there's a difference in me now, and I feel like it's coming out with the kids, more patience, more happiness, more joy. I feel like they're finding that in me more so than what they did for the last 2 years. So I really take that talking too much as a compliment as opposed to where I was before. So yeah, I think they like this version of me, even though they say I talk too much.
Oh, that's fantastic. No, that's wonderful that you're on this journey. So we have spoken before, and the families were together. I know now that the families are in their own space. How was that adjustment been for both families?
Oh, it's been great. The kids are in a 4-bedroom. They're in a 4-bedroom, so they each have their own room. We weren't sure they were going to get a 4-bedroom or not because she's through it. She got it through low-income housing. 2 years of fighting to get her low income housing, but I did a lot of that. She gave me permission to speak for her, so the last 6 months have been pretty steady on the phone with the woman at the housing and fighting to get her a place. It's up on the mountain. It's out of the way. At first, I was upset because we had to come up with a car for her and stuff, but to get the kids away from town and up on the mountain, it's close to a couple beaches. They each have their own bedroom. They're swelling up. Like, these kids were depressed living here and not having their own room, and they were starting to withdraw. The oldest one, she's quiet, and then she was quiet, and then she started talking. She has an EA that she works with at school since she started, and just the last couple months, big difference in her alone. She was starting to withdraw back into not talking, not being sad. They were both on their phones all the time. Not really into anything for the last couple of months. As soon as they got in the house, things started changing. They got happier. They had no internet for a month. Wow, what a change in the kids then. They hardly pick up their phones anymore. Only when they lay down. It was like everything was meant to happen. And yeah, it's been great for me. It was rough coming back home because I always wanted Bobby to stay here with me, but I couldn't because the girls were here. But it was rough because anytime that I had an opportunity to have Bobby here while he was homeless, he was here. So this was like our last home together. However, I've painted and I've done some changes, and I feel Bobby here. I'm coming off the sadness part of it and enjoying home. So it's been great for both of us, all of us.
Oh, fantastic. So let's talk about the grief, because I know Jen and I have helped you. We've put you in contact with different people. How are you continuing to work through the grief of losing your only brother?
I am. I'm moving forward. I'm doing better, even better than we were on my last interview. I have my sad days, but I'm learning through Jen and the help of another counselor that you guys led me to, that this grief is not always about sadness, and it's pointing me on a different direction to grief. I'm learning if I never loved Bobby or had him in my life, I wouldn't even be grieving him. I have my sad moments, but I shift my mind and I'm starting to remember good times with Bobby. I'm feeling I'm moving a bit forward with this grief, more better than what I was. So yeah.
It sounds like you and the kids and everyone's mental wellness seems to be on the upswing, which is nice. How are you taking how are you taking time for personal wellness? Like, how are you staying busy these days aside from the grandkids?
Well, I have a couple people that I help with their yard work. I'm retired, but I just help them out a little bit. They're older people, so I just help them out a little bit in their gardens whenever I feel like I want to go down and hang out or something. And the beach. I love going to the beach. Water. I'm plus working on my apartment and doing some homework assignments from my site. This is my stuff that I'm getting from Jen's friend, and I trying to get back to a normal routine, if that makes any sense, because I was running for 2 years, but now I'm starting to settle and get up in the mornings and have a tea instead of run out the door and get in the car and drive like I did for 2 years. So it's been good.
Okay, I just want to mention again to the listeners, if they're just coming across this program, that everything we're talking about, information that Michelle has already put up on their social media, and you put a post up which led me to this talking point. How many times has your life's path been redirected, even before Bobby's untimely death? Do you have an answer for that?
I'm not sure what you mean, like redirected in which way?
Like situations that occur where it kind of pivots you into a different direction in life. Like you're doing things now in your life that you wouldn't be doing if Bobby was still here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So have there been other instances in your life where things have happened where you thought you were going to do this, something happens, and you're like, okay, well, maybe I was meant to do this?
Oh, yeah. I do have moments like I did have moments like when my mom died 10 years ago. I didn't know if I was ever going to get through that. It was rough. I watched her suffer with cancer, but my granddaughter was born, and I was like, well, they say when one person goes, another thing comes in, and so my life changed then, and my grief was helped by having my granddaughter. So then I was like, well, everything happens for a reason, and I believe that. So, mom suffered with cancer, and then we were blessed with Sandra. So then I became a grandmother in that direction, and that changed my life a lot. And never before Bobby or anything, I never felt like I had any meaning or anything in my life. But I feel like after losing Mom and Bobby, my dad died when I was really young, so it's only me left. But after losing them both, and I have my grandkids, I don't know, I feel like I'm going in a different direction altogether by myself. I don't feel it's going to be positive, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. And I've lost jobs due to illnesses and injuries, and I had to start up doing different jobs and starting again and things like that. But yeah, I think. Okay,
listen, Michelle, I just want to personally tell you that if at any point I ask you something that you don't feel comfortable answering, I'm not trying to force an answer out of you. I'm just having a conversation. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that you feel comfortable. I don't want you to feel that I'm forcing anything out of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you take great care at the grave site, and there was a picture up on your social media of a very beautiful wooden cross at the family grave site. Special care and attention went into that. Was that something that you had a friend do? What's the story behind that?
Yeah, a friend. When Bobby first passed, we were supposed to do a walk around where he passed away. So they wanted a monument or something made. So a friend of mine, Matthew, he's a carpenter, so he made the cross. He made it originally for that, but I never did that. I canceled that all out, and there's another instance where my life changed. The cross ended up going out to the cemetery, and that was a better, a more suitable place, because Council hasn't been very supportive or any outreach or anything with Bobby's death. So I canceled the walk, and my friends kept the cross out there all winter. And they gave it to me last Saturday to put it to the grave. And one of my friends, actually, his girlfriend, she said, Michelle, I know this has been hard, but, I'm going out to the cemetery at the end of the week, so I really would like to see that cross out there. So I take pride in doing the headstone. I have looked after it for 10 years, and I put the cross out, and that was the final thing. It was, I think it's finally let me accept that Bobby's gone, and not why it was so hard, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love that cross, and it was made with a lot of heart and thought for me and Bobby from my friend. So yeah, the cross is really significant, because it's like I think I finally accepted that Bobby's not here, and by putting that cross there, it's just a memorial for him that he was great. He deserves that.
I can tell by your many Facebook posts how much you continue to love your brother, and how much you miss your brother, and you do post a lot of inspirational material on your social media. I'm just curious, what's the purpose? How does it make you feel to put inspirational posts out there?
Well, I read some of them, and a lot of those inspirational, and I feel it. I feel like what they're saying, and I feel like maybe other people might want to hear that. They might be going through the same thing. So I post it, and I miss Bobby a lot. But like I said, the sadness is starting to lift some. So I see some joy in this grief, and some of those quotes that I put up and those inspirations are how I'm feeling especially with my brother. So I like posting them up, and then I feel if someone looks at them, maybe they'll feel the same way, and it might help them feel a little better.
Oh, absolutely. And the reason I say that, there's an inspirational individual, I believe, traveling across Canada right now, 70-year-old Paul Jenkinson, who is basically just sitting down in a chair and listening to people. What would you say? Would you say anything different? Would you say anything different to him than saying something to me? Him being a social worker, a retired social worker, I believe. Do you know who I'm talking about? You put him up on your
yeah, because I shared that post.
Yes.
I put that up on my Facebook. I seen that he was doing that. I think that's great. I feel like if people actually had someone that they could actually talk to, it might help them and not feel like they're going into an office setting or into a doctor or have to worry about paying for, psychiatry or just counseling. And some people don't have that. And if you see somebody, I find that's more inviting. I think that more people should be doing that for everybody. You just never know. And if I was walking and I was sad and I seen someone that was sitting there, I would love to sit there and chat, because sometimes a stranger is one of the best people that you can talk to unleash.
Are you a fan of people watching? Can you just go into a crowd of people, sit down, and just watch people? Because I love to do that.
Well, I really haven't been able to. I really never did that. I got ADHD, so I find it hard to sit still a lot. But I've never really observed people.
I just want to clarify that sentence sounded a little bit weird. I go there, I just sit down and watch people. When I go into the city, I like to look for doppelgangers. I like to look for my friends' doppelgangers and see if I can find anyone. I know that's a completely different conversation. Nicholas Crawford and his crow. Many videos, very interesting. And I'm just curious, have you ever had or have a special relationship with a wild creature? Because I know red cardinals are pretty significant in your life.
I have a crow that comes to my door. Not right to my door, but I've been feeding them for 2 years while the grandkids were feeding them too. So the youngest one named him Crowy. He actually will come up, and he almost comes to my cement, where my cement is to my door. So he won't come off the grass, but he'll come and he'll squawk when he knows it's time to have something to eat. So then the kids and I, we'll throw out a cracker or something, and he takes it over water and dips it and eats it. One day he walked back. It's almost like he walked back, like he was saying thank you, and cocked his head to one side to me because I was looking out the window, and cocked his head to one side and then just flew away. So he's here every day. Even my neighbor is like, you weren't outside to feed Chloe today. So he's must have gotten adopted by us up here. So.
They are very intelligent birds. Crows are very intelligent.
They're very intelligent birds. If I wasn't in an apartment complex, I would feed more. I would have more coming. Wildlife, I love it. There's a lot of signs in wildlife. A lot.
I love wildlife as well. I love Point Pleasant Park is one of my most favorite places to go. I know you said at the beginning of the show you love going to the beach. What's the difference between being out in a wooded area and the beach, besides the obvious? It's just a different environment, yes, obviously.
Well, I feel like the beach it's wide open, and I'm just sitting there, and there's no walls, there's no barriers, and I feel like I'm free, just looking and feeling like as wide and as big as the ocean, and it's relaxing. But I also love going in the woods and getting grounded. So I find the woods is more, it's relaxing in a different way. You feel more grounded. I get in around the trees. The air is different. It's nice to see the wildlife, relaxing. It usually ends up into a hike, which is good. But the beach, is when I'm in my worst moments, is I go to the beach and I sit there and I just take in all the openness and the feeling of the freedom of just sitting there and watching the waves and watching the water come in and watching the birds and the seagulls. There's actually a crow over at the beach that
Sure it's
every
not
day
crowing?
when I'm there that will fly to me, and it's like I take it as a sign because he'll fly to the water and he flies right back past me, and I feel like that's Bobby telling me to stop looking back and move forward. I always get that crow when I'm over there by myself. It's never when I'm with somebody else. It's always when I'm by myself, and I always feel that message is coming through. I'm getting more messages from wildlife. I feel that more so than what I did months ago.
That's incredible. Now, and we've talked about this earlier in the show. This is your third appearance on here. I should have asked you at the beginning, but I know just from having conversations with you that if your mental wellness was on a scale between 1 and 10, I would say that it's much higher than it was 7 months ago.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's getting up there. I'd say it's up around 8, 9 now.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, listen.
Yes.
I know I want you to get back to the grandkids. Just a couple more things. And again, if people want the full story of this journey, go to my YouTube channel. The first 2 shows are there together in one episode. So please go there, and you're getting caught up here. But it's just so wonderful to have this platform so that Michelle can tell their story. Just a couple more things, and just your thoughts, being from the other side of the province, closer to Acadia University. You put a post up just a while ago that they're shutting down the swimming program at the university. How do you feel? Like, are you a swimmer? How do you feel about that being shut down?
Oh, I was a swimmer back in the day, and my kids. Like my oldest one is 35, and the youngest one is 32. They went there when they were kids. I went to Acadia when I was a kid. The grandkids have gone there. I think it's terrible. I think it's disgusting that they're not taking more effort to try to repair the pool. I think it's sad that a university let the pool go this far gone, that they wouldn't do the repairs. I'm confused as to why the community doesn't bump up and try to keep the pool open. They're talking about getting a sports complex up here and getting an indoor pool in a central area, but Acadia was kind of affordable and stuff for people, and I mean they had the Titan swim team. They've done well all over the years. It's sad. It's just sad to watch it go down, and there's really no indoor pool left like anywhere unless you're going to the city right now once that's closed. So, and the Kempfel pool has an outdoor pool and they're repairing it, but they actually were thinking about closing it down, and then the council decided against it for this year, so they're repairing that. But I think it's really sad, and I wish I would have seen more effort for them to keep it open.
Well, yeah, I mean, all the points that you raised were, where's the fundraising, where's someone stepping in with some money? It just sounds, by what you said, it's just too expensive for the upkeep.
Yeah, it's just, but also in the hindsight of that, it's a university. Acadia is one of the top universities. It's got money. The students pay top tuition. You just wonder where money goes, what money goes to. I guess if you don't know in behind the scenes, you don't understand when you're outside of it. But a lot of money seems to be wasted.
Well, let's stay with people that need to probably get to a food bank, and those definitely include people that are going to university, college, regular folks. You put a post up where Food Banks Canada put out a stat where 2 million visits in just 1 month. How does that make you feel? That many people? That just tells me that the food that people should be getting in the grocery stores is just too expensive. Well, there's just not enough money coming in. Yeah.
It's crazy. I watch my daughter, like her 3 kids, they like different foods. I guess that's just a generation, but My gosh, she goes in and she buys $400 worth of groceries, and it doesn't even look like there's anything at all. And I'm sure she's not the only one struggling, which I know they're not. Kempful, the food bank is full up here all the time. We have a food bank pretty much in every town up here, and it's always filled. There's people going every chance that they get. Everything is expensive. Everything's gone up. It's a scary world. I mean, like, we have a Keeney's farm market up here, thank God. They actually have a little stand in New Minas that they offer their fruits and vegetables really cheap on through the week, so they get packed. And right now they're selling strawberries for $5 a box, where I feel like that's a little high too, but some of the other stores are selling them for $7 and $8. So they try to make it affordable, but once they're gone at the end of season, everything is expensive. Like, I find just eating myself is hard. So I can't imagine feeding kids and families. And it doesn't seem to be getting any better.
No, yeah, you're right. Listen, I don't want to end this show on that. So let's end it on this. You're hanging out with the grandkids. You love going to the beach. What's your summer soundtrack when you're at the beach, and does it change when you have the grandkids with you?
Well, the beach, when I'm by myself, I usually have my music blasting and sitting on the beach or in the car. And the grandkids, well, we're out on the beach, walking in the mud. We're going over to the Kingsport Beach Gala days today, and there's a parade, and there's some reptile zoos, and I feel like a little kid when I'm with them at the beach, and when I'm by myself, I'm taking care of myself. But when I'm with the girls, I'm taking care of us all, and it's a wonderful feeling, like just to be free and run through the mud and see their smiles and happiness. All of us being happy. It's a nice change for the first time in months.
You know what? Just listening to that those few sentences, I can see the smile. I can hear the joy. You have mentioned being free a few times in this show, and that's just so refreshing to hear. So, listen, I want to thank you for, again, hanging out with me here on a Sunday, even though the show is being recorded here on a beautiful Saturday morning in Halifax. Michelle, thank you for doing this. Please enjoy the rest of your day with the grandkids. Don't be too annoying, please, but please be beautiful and yappy.
Yeah, I'll keep the annoyance down to just try a little.
Thank you, Michelle. You have a good day. Thank you.
You as well.
A remarkable way to kick off the summer shows on Truth from the Booth. Thanks again, Michelle and grandkids. I'm so honored to be part of Michelle's journey and so grateful to share it with you here on Folked Up Radio. Remember, this is Michelle's third appearance. Hear the first two shows on my YouTube channel. I encourage you to do so. Search at In the Moment 2025. Gorgeous first day of summer yesterday here on the Atlantic coast, and I made the most of it walking into the city with Jen. Busy at the waterfront as usual, and a bit busier with it being Fleet Week. Hope you're enjoying the weekend, perhaps just starting your vacation. If you're new to this talk radio program and you're asking, what's this about? It's simple. This will always be a safe and friendly space to share stories. Most importantly, it's a platform created to inform you about the unhoused population of the Halifax Regional Municipality and how it is growing. This is my contribution to an ongoing awareness campaign dating back to August 2022. Housing for all. Full stop. I'm Matthew. Thanks again for sharing space with me and Michelle. A new conversation next Sunday on the number one folk station in Canada, 99.9 FM Perth Andover, and folkedupradio.com.